2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Boston Celtics. Taking a look at the Celtics, they've been playing at a high level. They've played well of late, winning 5 of their last 6 games. Tonight, an opportunity to continue that trend. And coming down the home stretch here, Kenny, for the teams that have already locked up playoff spots, what's more important, home court advantage or well-rested players?
Ooh, I would say well-rested players, because that helps the momentum and it helps you fine-tune some of the issues that you might have had before in the playoffs.
Well, younger teams, they really gain confidence from the home court. Sleeping in their beds, eating their foods, hanging with their girlfriends, wives, whatever. Veteran teams, I think they benefit from rest, especially on the back-to-backs.
Yep, that's about all the time we have. Tip-off approaches. We'll see you later.
Coming to you live on 2K Sports, it's time for NBA action with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we have a surprise guest, folks. Here he is, the 4-time All-NBA first-teamer, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, which is probably most happy about, most proud of, Kevin Garnett. Thanks so much for joining us for the game.
Man. Thank you for having me, man. Shout out to 2K. You know what it is, 2K? Right. OBF all day, you know? Yeah.
You can't play. It'll be the Celtics off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Then there's Valentine. Then there's Dunn. And it's Holiday in at the 2-guard. Picked by Horford. Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, as 17 turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev, I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
which you did,
which I did,
yes,
and you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, you know, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, you know, coming home through the weekends. You know, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. You know, I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. You're taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together. You have to make it work for you, and you have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level. Yeah. When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a 1, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. There's nothing speeding them up. Special players. But I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. Had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, you know 2K is always live, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And Holiday kicks to Markkanen. Holiday, the pass to Markkanen.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
He hasn't been his best this quarter.
And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. And I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We all was achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute. I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say it.
Okay. Okay. The Bulls have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games. And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
Celtics trail by 7. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
You know, I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, you know, I only know one way to accomplish something. You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
You can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to speak with Brad Stevens for just a minute. I asked him where the advantage may be tonight, and he said, our shot blocking sets us apart. Now, we do have to play solid all-around defense, but we have people in the back who can help us quite a bit when we get broken down inside. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the report, David. So their focus, guys, is going to be on defense right away.
And that's always a good philosophy. Don't let an opponent get settled. Try to take them out of their game early.
Well, you know what, guys? One of the things that stand out to me is how well their team communicates on defense. I mean, they function as a unit. That's why defense is a weapon for them.
From deep three-point range, Markkanen can't get it to go.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the league.
Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people, I've always said Rasheed Wallace, I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me, but shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. He was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. after Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his, I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards and able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
And here's Boston. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Al Horford, a player who doesn't dominate any one category as a big man, but KG has very few weaknesses. He's fundamentally sound.
He's very effective, man. Al Horford knows what he is. He's very solid with what he does, sets great picks. He's able to create space between him and his defender. If you watch him, he's gotten better with his shot. He's gotten better with his three-point shot. He's able to shoot it at rapid style now. Being in Atlanta, being in a kind of a system where he was able to play kind of 4 guys, 1 in, and he would be more perimeter. He's really developed a perimeter shot now. It's really helped him. Now he's able to put the ball on the floor with a shot fake and go to the basket, make, other passes to guys, really help that whole system up there. Boston is a threat, but without Al Horford's play, his inside play, and his, able to go out and hit threes, they're not the same team without him.
Quality person, too.
Absolutely,
yes.
Man. No better locker room leader. He's one of these guys that, when you talk about men, you want to know that men can stand up and speak like men. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that's going to put on the table, and we are going to be in here speaking as men as it should be.
The Bulls have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Dex. Shout out to Bug. Shout out to everybody out there playing. Wow. Right. We definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord. Y'all holler at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breather? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Did you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? How would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise in knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest, and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there, but they can't keep doing that.
They set the screen. Now here's Smart. He's covered by Grant. And he gets it to go. Smart's got 5 points so far.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every gym?
I enjoyed every competitor, because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names.
And checking out the numbers for Lopez. He's been on a tear since the All-Star break, going really to another level. First in field goal percentage. And he's truly a force around the rim, ranking among the top 5 in rebounds per game.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage. Larkin, he's checked in for Marcus Smart. And a change for the Bulls. Conley's checked in. Boston leading by 3. 1:12 left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Larkin. Here's Rozier. Just 5 to shoot. There's the pick. Here's Larkin. And too long on the shot. Bulls trail by 3. Grant the pass to Portis. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
To the inside. Here's G. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Inside. Portis kicks to Grant. Passes to G. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Brown outside. Here's Larkin. There's the pass to Rozier. Fires the 3. Doesn't go that time. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. Celtics lead by 1. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media, but also, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh yeah. They're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another. And I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
We've got Larkin. Aaron Baines out there with Brown. And it's Rozier in at the shooting guard position. That's the Boston 5. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Jaylen Brown is out of UC Berkeley. He has sought out the mentorship of greats like Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas, the first Isaiah Thomas. How key is that for young players, you think, Kevin, to tap into your knowledge, to talk to an Isaiah Thomas or a Shaq?
It's important, man. The OGs have the knowledge. You know, we like to call it the YGs, this younger generation. And what you get from an OG is that he's going to give you stuff that intangibles, things parents, relatives, family can give you, things that go in the locker rooms, things that, you know, that helps you prepare. When you get knowledge like this, you have to apply it. You have to use it to the best of your ability. More importantly, you have to see how it fits you. You know, you'll get some advice from a great, and at some point, you have to see how it relates to you in your life. And then, and we like to say in our league, the way you give back, or the way you pay an OG back, is that when you become an OG and you see a YG, you give them those same jewels that some OG gave you at one point.
And here's Boston. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Dishes it to Baines. Pass to G. Launches a 3. And the Bulls with another miss. Celtics leading by 10. Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. Coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and have plays for those momentums in those times. Or coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that
like Doc was kind of in between, wasn't he? A little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc would rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You needed to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
And that one, good. Portis has got it back down to within single digits for Chicago.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Kevin, over the years, we've seen a number of super teams develop, and in the Warriors' case, it's not the big three, it's the big four. Is this a trend you see continuing? You did it in Boston.
Man, look,
you were the original big three.
It seems like it, eh? Right.
You were the original big three.
You know what? It's like an innovative type of thing, right? I didn't even know that we were doing that. Right, because LeBron come back and do what? LeBron goes to
Miami. He's the big three right down there. Yeah.
And then what? Then it just starts morphing into these different things, right?
KD to Golden State.
Right. Yeah. Oh, man.
What do you think of that?
I think this is pretty much the norm. You know what? Listen, I think KD took a lot of heat for it, but when you really think about what he's doing, is that, I say 20 years from now, if he sits back and he wants to talk to Steph, talk to Draymond, talk to Clay, these are all going to be three. Greats with him. I'm just talking about those three guys. He's playing with three other greats. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to play with three other greats in the prime, Kev, you're going to do that. And if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
You'd better keep your hands up if you've been playing with these guys over the past month, because if you're open, they'll find you. Fifth on the list, Kyrie Irving.
Really been in sync with his teammates over that period. I mean, his passing has been phenomenal.
And Kevin, you look at the star players joining up today. At the end of the day, it's about winning.
The game is about winning. More importantly, it's about these bonds that you're able to establish. Those guys are going to be brothers forever. Now, I get the whole OKC, him leaving, right? But this is morphing into something else, and I think that this is going to be part of the norm.
Championships.
It is, man, and that's what you're in this for. You go to build these things. I don't know if I would have done it like that, but I understand it. I get it. He's playing with the other greats that's making the game more efficient for him, and it's working. But yes, I see this being the norm in the league.
Kevin, some of the relatively new rules protecting players, the breakaway, the flagrant one, the flagrant two, are you in favor of all this stuff?
I'm in favor for players' health. Anything that is going to be detrimental to a player's health, I feel like, the player's health is the first and only obligation. That's all I've ever worried about. Foul play, I think every player should always understand it's a way to foul, it's a way to be able to, send a message. But in the heat of the moment, I get it. Things happen. I would just hope that all players out there will continue to, to care about and respect the game.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his passing.
Kevin, we've all seen the evolution of the perimeter-style offense. Do you think it'll ever go so far that we'll see the game come back to an inside-oriented offensive scheme?
I think right now that with pace being the way it is now, Kev, I don't see it necessarily going through or going back to playing through the post. Although you have to have an alternative. I think that you just can't be all three-pointers and layups. I think you have to have a constant flow of inside-outside. I think it helps to have a post player. I think having a post player or a true post player that can score and dominate the middle opens up threes and opens up ball movement.
You played during the transition too, didn't you? From a grinded out type of game inside to spacing that we have now.
I did, and I'd like to say that, you know, Doc Rivers started the small ball, and, you know, we were very, very keen on the small ball. So I think in today's game, you got to be able to shoot the three now and be able to handle the ball and put the ball on the floor and make decisions. So it shows that the game is transformed.
Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you know, you sit back and think about, I would love to play with Kobe for a year, or, you know, got to, you know, team, at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance. Wasn't there like a rumor at one time?
Yeah, it was. My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. It's what it was. But
you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything?
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray, you know, my connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog.
Goodness. Wow. And I got to say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Tatum's shot is off.
I think a kick out is the better option there. Defense had the rim on lockdown.
Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber and Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Kevin, you were a mainstay All-Star Week. You've seen everything there. If it were up to you, would you make any changes in All-Star Week in the events and the way everything is kind of carried out? You've went to so many.
I have. And you know what? Each city gives you a true essence of its own identity. I would like to see each city get a chance to host, regardless of if it's big enough or not. I think that each city has the ability to host. I think each city...
if you're with the family, then you should be able to host in the family, right?
Well, not only that, but just think about what All-Star is, man. It's an event. It's a family event. And each city wants to be able to show you their best thing about their city.
Kevin, you were so successful jumping from high school to pros. What do you think about the current situation now, the age of 19, the minimum to go to the draft?
You know, I'm always be a fan of the younger kids being able to have the opportunity. I don't like when you put parameters. I could see if college was really teaching these kids and really giving them a solid situation to be able to have something to defer to. But, you know, these kids are not learning at the rate that you would like them to learn in college. And plus, they're not staying in college to these great institutions to be able to apply some of the things they're learning. So I just think that they need...
They're basketball players.
They're basketball players, but they should have the opportunity to take advantage of if you're able to play at 17, 18 like I was. Not saying that every kid's going to have that, but you have obviously the D-League. You have all these multiple leagues throughout the world and where kids go to play. You know, some kids have missed out just because of that 1 year and some mishaps. And you sit here and you can say, you know, for business is good for this. Listen, the business is what it's going to be. We need to develop and have these kids be professionals more than anything. We need to grow these kids from a skill level and an appetite level. I our game was built off of wanting to be better than the ones that's come before us. You know what I'm saying? When Lou Alcindor came in here, he was, a.k.a. obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was more encouraged to beat out Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell more than anything. And then that starts to trickle down from the effect of from Jordan wanting to be better than Larry Bird and Magic to Kobe wanting to be better than, you know, it's the same thing. It's being trickled down. And when I think of greatness, I think, you know, it's going to follow. It's going to be shadows, and at some point it's going to mimic.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes. I tell you what, don't sleep on Tatum. He has some ups, and I love seeing him trying to electrify the crowd.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Bulls have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. That free throw good for Markkanen.
And Markkanen is a perfect candidate for that stretch 4. Outstanding at pulling the trigger from deep and not afraid to go inside and bang with the other bigs.
Boston making a switch here. Haynes is checked in. Stolen by Holiday. It'll go. The Boston lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Dunn.
If you don't stick with Dunn, he'll burn you. What quickness down the floor.
Outside Irving. He dishes it to Morris. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Dunn kicks to Lopez. Now, here's Dunn. D right on him. Here's Markkanen. Offline with his 3.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Great to have you with us, KG, and Lightning experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
K-Hall, you always make me look good, man. Since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
What a treat it is, Greg, to have KG with us. Always offers so much insight. Played the game for an amazing 21 seasons.
Yeah, you know, when he first entered the league, everybody was wowed by the athleticism. But what became more apparent really early on were the instincts for which he had for the game. And that's what he brings, I feel like, to the broadcast. And what I love about Tatum, he is decisive when his decision-making in terms of driving the basketball. Solid at kind of just putting his head down and creating the angle, and then the strength there to take the contact and force the foul.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Markkanen. Paul Zipser comes in for Valentine. Jaron Grant, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. And G's subbed in for Chris Dunn. Pass to Portis. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And the Bulls with another miss.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
He used that pick just right. Larkin's got 5.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
And so it's the Boston Celtics up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you're in a good position here at the break. What do you tell your team to make sure they don't let up?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports
Hello again,
Halftime
everybody.
Show.
Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive. That'll do it for now.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here. Chris, there are so many players that can make you just scratch your head and contemplate how did they make that play. With that in mind, which players just amaze you the most with what they can do on the floor?
It's so many. I mean, look up there and let's look at the Splash family with Kevin Durant. The fact that he can score with ease off the dribble or on the catch. And look at Thompson, his partner, can get you 60 points off of 11 dribbles. So just catching, shooting. And Curry, he's Mr. Video Game. He is the human video game. He shoots, makes, and takes shots that you would think no one else has the right to take. So those guys are ready. But then you have younger guys like Antetokounmpo up there in Milwaukee. His length, his athletic ability, his love for the game, his passion. Watching him get involved in those games, he's so exciting to watch. He comes to mind as well.
Taking a look at the Bulls, Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Then there's Dunn, then there's Valentine, and it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. To the paint, Tice, and it's sent back by Lopez.
Well, Lopez is out there to set the tone defensively. I mean, he's a wily, strong defender who sends shots back with the door.
Here's Markkanen. No good on the triple.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, yeah, up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
Al Horford is checked in for the Celtics. Lopez dishes to Holiday. Out to the right wing. Dunn kicks to Lopez. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Shot clock at 6. Dunn passes to Holiday. Banked in off the glass. Holiday's got 11 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now here's Smart, guarded closely. Outside Irving. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And it's 7 points for Kyrie Irving.
I like how Irving feels the defense out. He's sensing he has room to shoot and fire once he gets the rock.
They get it back. That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Lopez.
Look, he doesn't waste time. Once he gets the rebound, he does what he should. Goes right back up.
On the wing, Irving. Over Holiday. And Morris throws it down. And the Celtics lead by 12.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
No, but I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
Here's Dunn. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. 8 points for him.
Just grown man work from Dunn inside. His incredible athleticism really helping get him these types of shots.
From 10 feet out, Morris, no good.
Almost every look he gets inside is a good one, but the D hangs in there and makes it a tough one.
Valentine kicks to Lopez. Markkanen in the corner. The dish to Valentine. Here's Dunn. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Irving kicks to Horford. Back to Irving. The feed now to Tatum. Pass to Horford. Out to Morris. Fires the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Morris has got 12 points in the game.
Don't forget, he had a 3 in the first half. He can really hurt you from out there.
And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics.
And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Dunn dishes to Holiday. He feeds it to Dunn. And good that time. Dunn's got 6 here in this quarter.
He didn't let that first half get him down. He has come out firing on all cylinders to begin this second half.
And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
Here's Valentine. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Tries again. No good on the layup.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
Nobody near Irving. Offensive rebound, Morris. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
He's reason number 1 there in front. I mean, his shooting has been almost flawless.
Feeds to Markkanen. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, Chris, we know that there are a lot of trash talkers out there in the NBA. Did you ever talk a lot of trash on the floor or do anything else to try and get an opponent's attention away from the game, get in an opponent's head?
I used to love talking, man. It kept you focused. If you talk, it means you have to back it up the next play. You can also get in the player's head, get them thinking about themselves individually. And if I get you thinking about yourself, I've already won because now you're not thinking about the team. But I tell you what, some of the best trash talkers I've ever played against, Larry Bird, Gary Payton, Rick Mahorn. Those guys talk the best trash ever, and I definitely can't repeat anything any of those guys said. But it's all out of love. It's all out of fun. And I don't remember, very honestly, anything anyone has ever said to me because it was all so outlandish, so crazy, so funny that you just let it go after the game.
That's good. Grant the pass to Portis. Grant kicks to G. And taken away by Brown. And there's the pass to Morris. Fires from 14. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Morris has got 16.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
Valentine kicks to G. Second shot opportunity. Can't get the layup. Boston leading by 12. Kicks it to Brown. Outside Irving. A 3-ball. Sinks the 3-pointer. Irving's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, listen, you can't afford to let Irving get room to shoot from distance. He's excellent at connecting from deep.
Here's G. The rebound by the Celtics. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Well, also great execution. Let's not forget about that. Being active gets you only so far if you lack the discipline.
Here's Brown. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And the determination of Brown is phenomenal. No one is going to stop these shots from going down.
Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Larkin comes in for Smart. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. Paul Zipser, he's checked in for Chicago.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Back to Brown. 6 to shoot. Here's Zipser. He kicks to G. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, look, his teammates are going to stop giving him the ball if he keeps taking shots like that.
Stolen by Grant. Here's G. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Zipser kicks to G. They need this. It doesn't go for him. And it's Boston the other way.
I hate to say it, he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
And the Celtics leadership, very pragmatic. IT and Crowder both beloved in Boston, but they didn't hesitate to move them to get better and younger at the same time. And thinking about the Celtics' choice to get younger, perhaps a strategic move in response to the super team in Golden State, They want to construct their team to peak in a few years when the Warriors start to show a little chink in the armor moving forward.
Tatum, he's checked in for Shane Larkin. Tatum passes to Rozier. Dishes it to Baines. Down low. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Zipser. And sticking right with it. Gets the foul with the bucket. And he'll go to the line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And 74%, so-so. He probably wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit higher.
Pass to Rozier. He dishes it to Brown. There's a good screen. 5 to shoot. Shoots from the line. It's rebounded by Portis. Bulls trail by 16. Grant kicks to Markkanen. Ripped away. A minute 42 left to play in the third. Knocked loose. Here's Rozier. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, but he stays with it. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Celtics making a switch here. Horford's checked in. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the third. G dishes to Grant. Pass to G for 3. Knocks it loose.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
I'm sure he'd say to himself, no excuse for missing that shot, even when it's such a clean look.
Grant the pass to Markkanen. Back to Grant. It's Brown with the drive. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Horford's got 3 assists now in this one. G kicks to Markkanen. Unloads from 13.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Here's Brown on the money from 12 feet away. Brown's got 16. Bulls trail by 20. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Markkanen. That one goes in.
Hey, look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Boston's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Here's Rozier. Brown kicks to Horford. Misses, and he wants that one back. Portis. That one misses. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Celtics out in front. They lead by 18. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Fred Hoiberg in a recent huddle with his players.
Keep fighting, fellas. All right, one possession at a time. All right, how are we going to do it? Take care of the ball. Make sure we're getting back in transition. A lot of game left. All right, we'll get it going here. We'll get it going.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Celtics leading by 18. They've got Horford. Brown out there with Rozier. Then it's Tatum. That's the Boston 5. Off the screen. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Tatum's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Celtics. Grant dishes to Lopez. Here's Zipser. Cans it from downtown. Here's Rozier. Now the dish to Brown. Horford with a screen on Grant. And they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, the good news, though, is they've already got the win wrapped up. He might as well sit back and enjoy this one. Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Chicago. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Yabusele, he's checked in for Al Horford. And Chicago also making a switch. Chris Dunn's checked in for Grant. Boston leading by 17. Rozier the pass to Tatum. Morris outside. Unloads from 13. It's hauled in by Dunn. Dunn's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The feed to Holiday. Passes it to Lopez. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Rozier kicks to Brown. Now here's Tatum, guarded by Holiday. Here's Rozier. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Zipser. Off target from outside. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Here's Tatum. Got a hand on it, and he recovers it. Here's Rozier. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Now, this has just been a bad shooting game, a horrible shooting game from him.
Holiday, the pass to Zipser. Back to Holiday. And the layup's good off the glass.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Well, he's been lights out all game. No one can deny that, but I'm not sure his efforts will be enough to get his team to win.
Here's Rozier. Five on the clock. Takes the 12-footer and hits. And the Celtics lead by 15.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, when you're at a size disadvantage, sometimes the mid-range is better than inside. You get a little more space. You don't allow the shot blocker to get up on you. And also, you can use your handles and your quickness.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
He feeds it to Tatum. Morris outside. They set the pick. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Lopez has got his 5th rebound in this one. Portis kicks to Dunn. To the left wing. Zipser, the pass to Portis. Here's Lopez. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Lopez has got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, well, Lopez is terrific on the offensive glass. I love seeing him use his long arms to haul in the boards.
Now here's Tatum. Defense right on him. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Oh, you'd like to see a stronger pick than that, but it turns out he didn't need the help.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Smart comes in for Yabusele. And Irving subbed in for Rozier. And Chicago also making a switch. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Paul Zipser. Here's Portis. There's the pick. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Celtics leading by 12. Outside Irving. Here's the 3. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Valentine with it. Out guarded by Smart. Valentine kicks to Dunn. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
Well, they left it until the 4th quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
Well, look, they finally found the energy. They need to make this one a ball game again. Now, can they get the lead?
Brown outside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Marcus Morris, he's a player who's never going to be a star when you look at the stats, but he brings a great amount to the team, usually the heart and soul of his team. He can score in a multitude of ways inside and outside.
Ojale is checked in for Boston. And C-Webb, as you mentioned with Morris, the value he brings in his ability to fill in gaps on a roster. Very much a glue guy that is needed for successful teams.
Well, yeah, Kevin, and I like the mentality that Morris brings to the group. I like his heart. He's never afraid to go at a defender one-on-one, keeps his teammates involved, holds his guys accountable, love his game.
Here's Portis. Goes back up. And Holiday with the lay-in. Good. Holiday's got 4 this quarter.
It's his shooting that's kept them out of an even deeper hole.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Celtics making a change here. Baines is checked in. And Valentine over to help. Chicago with the ball. Here's Chicago. They're on a 17-7 run. And Holiday kicks to Dunn. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Dunn's got it back down to single digits for the Bulls. Boston's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Irving kicks to Smart. Tatum setting the pick for Smart. Feeds it to Tatum. Boston again missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Outside Holiday. Tries again. And the nice bucket inside from Lopez. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 10 rebounds. Irving kicks to Tatum. There's the screen. To the inside. From downtown, knocks down the 3-ball.
And Tatum's become a reliable outside shooter and has a good-looking stroke from deep.
Dunn kicks to Valentine. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Chicago making a switch here. Markkanen's checked in. Here's Dunn. Drains it from beyond the arc. Dunn's got 9 points now in the quarter.
He is really deadly from the perimeter. Even though he didn't make one in the 1st quarter, you still have to keep an eye on him.
Irving kicks to Tatum. A step-back shot here. Markkanen pulls it in. Bulls trail by 6. Second shot opportunity. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Pulls up. Tatum's shot is off. Well, Chicago's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And Lopez throws it down.
At 7 feet tall, Lopez makes dunking look easy. Once he's close to the bucket, forget about it.
Smart with the ball. Looking to get it going. Misses from close range.
That was as easy as it gets. He needs to complete those looks.
Dunn dishes to Valentine. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Markkanen kicks to Dunn. Now the pass to Markkanen. And Boston with the rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Smart with the ball. Now guarded by Valentine. A nice shot by Irving.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
Bulls trailed by 7. Now Dunn. Holiday, the pass to Valentine. Now here's Dunn. He's covered by Irving. Dunn misses. Boston shooting for the game at 42%. Smart dishes to Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Yeah, and when Tatum is scoring this efficiently, it can almost be like an avalanche. He can completely overwhelm defenses with his versatility offensively.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Marcus Morris.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots, and also finishing strong.
And with the playoffs on the horizon, he'll be looking to stay in peak form as long as he can. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen in to what Fred Hoiberg told his team, and he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
All right, thank you, David. Dunn kicks to Valentine. Dishes it to Dunn. Pass to Valentine. Will it go? And it's good on the layup.
And the height Dunn possesses is what allows him to see the floor so well. So good at setting up his guys for quality shots.
They set the screen. Smart kicks to Irving. He dishes it to Baines. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Lopez has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Smart. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Lopez has got 11 rebounds in the game. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. No good from outside. Celtics leading by 9. Irving kicks to Baines. In the corner, Smart with it. Pass to Morris. There's the dish to Irving. Morris a screen. 4 on the clock. From past the arc. Smart misses. Chicago with the ball. Here's Markkanen.
And Markkanen is skilled at drawing fouls once he establishes position. Uses that height to get the defense to commit.
It's the first that brings them within 8. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Lopez. Paul Zipser comes in for Denzel Valentine. Sharon Grant, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. And G's subbed in for Chris Dunn. And there's the foul. It'll go on Sharon Grant. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Marcus Morris is checked in for Aaron Baines. Tatum comes in for Terry Rozier. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Shane Larkin. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Robin Lopez is checked in for Noah Vonleh. Valentine comes in for Paul Zipser. Justin Holiday's checked in for Grant. And it's done in for G. Basket good.
And how about the D was excellent there. But Markkanen just so skilled. And with that size, still able to finish. Wow, this guy's got a chance to be special.
He drops the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8.
Yeah, Tatum plays with a lot of confidence. He feels like he can take on anyone and already proving to be a great leader at his age.
Well, they can breathe easy now thanks to those free throws. They won't have to sweat this one out.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Here's Rozier. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Kyrie.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.